So we're absolutely going to be starting a new museum today, but I wanted to jump back into Memento Mile, our first museum, the Learner Tutorial Museum, just for a little bit, for a couple of minutes, because I've been doing a couple of things between this episode and the last one that I think you might be interested in, because I've learned some things about 2 Point Museum that have me really excited. So let's take a look. First things first, I was right. These little signs on the exhibits absolutely do correlate to the quality of the exhibit. We kind of knew that already. So this one, for example, is epic. This one is pristine, which is very rare to get. Well, I say rare. Rare is maybe not the word. The reason we have pristine exhibits, we have this one, we have one over here as well. This fridge is actually pristine as well. The reason we have those is because, well, basically, we sent out some expeditions. So we went to the helicopter, we went and looked at the expeditions, and I've managed to level up the greasy fields and the cold mine with the survey level to the point that we will now get pristine exhibits, or we can get pristine exhibits from those locations. Pristine exhibits, basically people like them. They're better than epic ones, they're better than great ones, they're better than common ones. They're just good to have. So I decided in the time between these episodes to send a bunch of expeditions to all of those locations, the greasy fields and the cold mine. And so that's how I managed to get my hands on a pristine version of the star fossil, which I decided to replace the old one with, because the old one was the same quality as this guy, that being average. But that's also how I managed to get myself an epic quality honeyed bee. And that's also where I happened to get the epic quality frozen cave person and this pristine quality fridge. I've also discovered that you can use 1, 2, and 3 on your keyboard for some overlays that are kind of useful. So 1 is going to let us see the buzz of everything in the museum. 2 is going to let us see the knowledge. And then 3 is a good little decoration sort of overlay. So we can see, for example, that our little interactive prehistoric playground could use a little bit more decoration. It could also use a little bit more buzz, which I discovered you can increase specifically by putting this near any prehistory exhibit. So if I was to put a prehistory exhibit in that space, this thing will get some more buzz, which would be great. We can also get it from decorations. So I want to spend just a second seeing if I can do something about this to make it a little bit more interesting. So when it comes to prehistory, I think doing some footprints in here might be a pretty good idea. So I think one, say, I don't know, here, if we kind of rotate it around a little bit that way is kind of fun. I don't know if these do anything to make this thing better, but a couple of little decorations right there. It absolutely does. So we are increasing the decoration on this thing. It's now 4 out of 5. We could do a couple in front of it. I don't think we need to do that. I think I'd rather just do something like this, which has got us very close to 5 of 5. And then maybe, I don't know what else we could go in here with, to be quite honest with you. We could do like a tusk somewhere. That might be kind of fun if I can get it into that space, which I totally can. So we'll do a tusk, say, right in about there somewhere, if I can get that to fit nicely, which can totally go there. And that gives us 5 of 5 in terms of decoration, which is great. So the buzz on this is now 50 of 55. If we were to put it next to a prehistory exhibit, we could get it up to 55 of 55. So I'm kind of thinking that I might do that. And I think this is a really good time to go and start an expedition that can head out to the greasy fields. Now, to be fair, the survey level's 100% now. So we don't need to worry, I think, about sending long expeditions out there. We could start somewhere like Tar Pit Falls and start leveling that up, but I kind of want to wait to do that until we get to the next museum. We could go to Rib Row and try and level that up a little bit. But the items that we get from here, I think, are the dinosaur skeletons. And because they're completed skeletons now, they are also pristine. Although it would be interesting to see what happens when this place gets leveled up. I just don't really think I'm interested in doing it. So for now, we'll go to Greasy Fields. We'll set up an expedition. We will autofill this thing. We have Neo Nobble, who is going to give us some bonus survey points, which is great. We can go in with a bit of extra XP, which is great. And we probably don't need to go detailed on this. I'm going to try. Interesting. Speedy is going to give us no survey progress. It might also damage the helicopter. Interesting. Let's give it a shot. It is going to be a 3-day expedition. We'll see what we happen to get from it. I'm hoping for good things. Definitely hoping for good things. And while we're hoping for those good things, I just want to point out we're making pretty decent money here as well. It's not a lot. It's only $75, but but it is technically kind of decent money. So I'm going to stand by that. $75 is better than none. Anyway, the exhibit is back. Let's have a look and see what we're dealing with here. Neo has been injured, so he'll head off to a staff room. We have 2 of those now, by the way. I did a little bit of building too. And we have a commonly seen helix fossil. We'll go ahead and place that, which is totally fine. If I could put it here, I can put it here, which is pretty good. So this little bit of building that I did here is just to sort of steer people kind of down this way if that's somewhere that they want to go. I'm wondering, could I get rid of that staff door? No, it doesn't look like I could. So this is going to have to go out here is what we're discovering. So you know what? Let's put this thing here for now. That gives us maximum buzz on the prehistory playground. And what I think I'm going to do is turn this little space into a part of our cafe. So we'll go into our build mode right here. We can bring a little wall out to here, bring this in at a diagonal and do something like that. And then I guess we just go and get rid of this wall completely. We want to grab this carpet and then just replace what we have in there. And honestly, that looks okay. I don't mind that too much. It's a bit of a weird space, but I'm sort of all right with it. We could probably go in and maybe clear out some of this decoration and make the place look a little bit better for the exhibit. But all things considered, all I wanted to do was max out the buzz on the prehistory playground. So this is good. This is what I wanted. You know, now that I think about it, this might not be a bad time to unlock something like the wide wall info stand. I think this might be the perfect place for it, like right there, and another one, say right there. We don't need 2 info stands around this thing. It's not all that interesting, but I think it's kind of a fun place for it regardless. And I think we could also just maybe sneak a little donation thing into this space next to one of them, since that probably makes a bit of sense. This thing's also at decoration 4 of 5. So let's see if we can max that out very quickly just before we move on from here. Putting this underneath it would... Oh, that seems like such a way to cheat. So I don't love these decals. I think they look a little weird right at ground level there, but I think I can do that. So I don't see it, but I get the benefits of it. That's cheeky. That's very, very cheeky, but you know what? That's totally fine. I think what I'll do just before we move on, one last little thing. I want to send out one more expedition here because I want to see, first off, if we go with you might be a little bit more useful. You have, however, recovered, which is good. Yeah, you've got 50% injury recovery rate. So we'll send Ursula just because Ursula's pretty good. We'll go, it's going to be winter. We're going to do detailed just because I want to see if we can get something better than an average fossil. So I guess we'll take a look. I'm hoping for something pristine, but there's no guarantees. It is a pristine honeyed bee. Oh, don't mind if I do. We're going to send that to our inventory for a second, because what I think I'm going to do is move this great honeyed bee into this space over here. We're going to sell you because we might as well, and then pick this guy up. We're going to rotate it around. It's going to live right in here, which I think is a great spot for it. It looks pretty cool. And then if we go into our inventory, we have the pristine one, which is now going to be front and center as people come into the museum. I love that. It doesn't have full buzz. It needs to be near a footprint decal to get that. So I think what we can do is maybe put one of those down. I think a little footprint decal next to the little ticket booths is kind of cool, actually. I think that's a really fun little thing to have like that. So that should mean that this now has maximum buzz, which it absolutely does. And that should mean, and it does mean, that we are now done with Memento Mile. I know there was kind of a lot of rambling there, but I'm hoping you kind of figured out what I've been figuring out, which is just little ways to improve the museum. It's not perfect by any means, but I did read through some of your comments and I've seen some of the feedback. That's why we have a door back here now for staff. That's why we've sort of rearranged some of the decorations and some of the info stuff in here because there weren't any. And I've also decided to just put a little wall over here to sort of separate our workstation and this new staff room with the expanded bathroom, just because I think it looks a little bit better. Obviously, there's a bunch more exhibits down this wall as well, but all things considered, I'm really, really pleased with this space. I'm really, really happy with our first museum, and I'm so excited to finally go and hit the museum map button and see what we're moving on to next, because we have a few options. We have two. We have Passwater Cove. We're going to jump in the shallow end and start a marine life collection. And we have Whalen Lodge. We're going to convert a haunted hotel into a museum for the supernatural and beyond with help from its dead owner. It's gotta be. It's gotta be. It's gotta be this one.
Today, we've got some intrigue that's close to home, and that home may be haunted. Yes, that's the story that listeners reported hearing an advert for an old hotel yesterday on 2 Point Radio. This out-of-circulation commercial piqued the interest of many supernatural enthusiasts, believing we'd had a shared encounter with the other side. And I admit, I would have my suspicions too, if the hilarious people in charge of our adverts hadn't done this several times before.
The Department of Culture identified this abandoned hotel as the perfect site to investigate the supernatural. Its spectral ratings are off the charts, making it easily one of the most haunted places in 2 Point County. Send expedition teams into the netherworld to find mysterious supernatural exhibits with unusual effects. Just because something is scary doesn't mean it isn't amazing or interesting. Horror can be quite the crowd pleaser. Okay. So we need to hire a supernatural expert, complete an expedition to Infernal Station, build a staff room, and display a supernatural exhibit. Okay. That's fine. We have some bathrooms up here. We have a bunch of space back here. You know what this is reminding me of? And I've seen a couple of people talking about whether or not I'm going to play this game again. It's reminding me of Evil Genius 2, because we have all this stuff in here that it seems we can just get rid of. Yeah, I don't know if we need any of this, but I'm going to sell it all because I can get money from it. I might regret this though, now that I think about it. If they are considered supernatural decorations, I mean, if we have a look in here, do we have, what is this, a catacomb wall? Interesting. If we have a look at supernatural, yeah, there's nothing in here that's inherently looking like those. I do love the banners. Those are kind of adorable. I'm not gonna lie. Those are pretty good. Anything else in here that I can see? Not really. Okay, let's start hiring some people. We have supernatural experts. We have Banquo haircut. We're gonna get you because that seems amazing. Do their outfits change based on what they're an expert in? No way. They kind of do. So the supernatural, wait, why is it not purple anymore? Why is it not purple anymore? Hold on a minute. I think they do. I think the supernatural guys get like a purple thing, although I've set it to default and it's changed back to brown. I want to get you, do I want the lab coat or the dungarees? I don't know which one I want. I'm going to say lab coat. Yeah, you get your purple tie back. I like that. Okay. So we have our supernatural expert. I'm also going to hire some other people while we're here. So let's go for Rory Mountain for now, because we will need someone to run a ticket booth. That seems totally fine. We are going to need a janitor. We have you. You can work in a workshop. That seems pretty good. So we'll go for Alexa, and we'll also get some security. We have Faye Moose, who can work in a camera room. That's interesting. I think we're going to hire you because we haven't had a camera room before. So let's go ahead and start an expedition into the unknown. Expedition maps. You can cycle through your expedition maps by using the map icons at the top of the screen. I'm doing my best impression of the guy from Mega Projects, by the way. change maps to explore the netherworld. Okay. That's good to know. So I could theoretically make a museum here that does prehistory. We have the Infernal Station. The road more traveled isn't always a breeze. The station is crammed with dead travelers waiting for a train that never stops. I mean, as long as they're not taking the midnight train that... Anyway, set up the expedition. We'll autofill this. Let's go for... What does this do? Oh, I don't like that. I don't want that. Wait, no, I think that's going to happen regardless. All right. In that case, give me the XP. I think that's going to be good. We've got the wishing well. So one of these will happen. We will either get plus 30% XP, less time, or we will lose money. Good to know. This is going to be 11 days. Let's do detailed for 22 days. And we'll just go ahead and start the expedition. While that's going on, we do need to build a staff room and we do need to display the supernatural exhibit that we get back. I think in terms of the staff room for this place, we have this area back here. This whole area feels like it could be a staff space. So I'm going to get rid of this door. I cannot undo it. No, I don't want to get rid of the building. I want to get rid of the door is what I want to get rid of there. Is that a possibility? Can I get rid of the door on this thing? I think I might be able to. You need to go away. And then in terms of doors, can I put a staff door on this? I don't think I can, which is very interesting. I also don't know if I can put this kind of, okay. I might have messed this up is what I might have done. I don't want to cancel editing this. I just want to edit it. And then I want to go into here, get myself a staff door. And yes, this is what I want to do, is just have a little staff door on this thing. So the staff door can live, I want to say right about here. So people can go straight through into this space and straight to the helicopter. And then the staff room itself is going to be in this little corner. So staff room, it needs to be 3x2. I guess we'll do something relatively small for it, maybe a little bit bigger. I think we'll go small for the staff room for now. We managed to get everything into the staff room on the first museum, so I can do that again. And you know what? I think that is going to be our little staff room. That seems good to me. I also think we can change the pattern on the sofa. I want the dots this time because I think it looks pretty good. And color-wise, we'll go for, you know, I'm kind of feeling sort of the brown sofa in here. I think that's pretty good, and that's what we're gonna go for. I don't know if it's all that pleasant, but it's what we're gonna go for. Can I change the color of doors? I don't know if I can. That seems like a little bit much to ask for. Let's see what we have here, though. We'll have a look at our first ever supernatural exhibit. I'm excited about this one. I'm hoping for good things. It's a haunted mannequin. Articulate and articulated. It's great. It's commonly seen. It's got a little bit of buzz, which is great. We don't have a lot of knowledge about it. That is honestly potentially the stuff of nightmares. We're going to place this exhibit and I have no idea where we're going to start building out our haunted exhibition. So I'm kind of thinking down here. I want to make this museum kind of like a haunted house, I think. So let's see. Let's place this guy here for now, which is great. We have the haunted front of house. Oh God, I need to do another voice. I don't know if I've got it. Welcome to Whalen Lodge. My name is Winston Whalen, the proprietor. I had to pick Scottish for the word proprietor. The proprietor of this establishment. At least I used to be when I was alive and this was a hotel. In a lot of ways though, things are the same. Just me and all the empty rooms. People said the hotel would never work. I can't do that. I can't keep up the voice. People said the hotel would never work. It's too remote, too old-fashioned, too near that rift to the netherworld. And they were right so far. But I've not given up hope. Not entirely, as long as you're here. That's one more guest than usual. Things are already looking up. Yes, yes. Okay, so we need to sell 5 tickets. We need 25 bucks from donations. We need security, and we need 2 exhibits with a level 3 decoration rating. So immediately, what I would like to do is send out another expedition. So we'll autofill this. We're going to go for the bonus XP, detailed, because I want to get the survey. And I think what we'll do is is this thing moved? Oh no. Oh no. Oh boy. It's going to be a good time. Let me go ahead and pause things for a second because people are going to be complaining about not being able to get in here. What I would like to do, I think, is build a bathroom in this corner. I want it to be, I guess, that size. We're going to go a little bit bigger, something like this, door here, and we'll do stalls. We'll go 1, 2, 3. And on the other side, we'll go 1, 2, 3. In this corner, we can do something like a little bin. And for decorations, we'll do like a little plant in there, as well as a clock. So you can have an idea of how long you've been in there, just in case that's the sort of thing you're into. We'll also do some haunted toilet paper, and that'll do for a bathroom. Now, the reason I want this is because I want to build a wall that sort of comes across this way. So I kind of want to go an angle. I kind of want to come across this way a little bit, which is right to about there. I don't know what this complaint's about, though. Invalid item location. Interesting. Add wall. That's strange. There we go. I want to do that. And I want to go and do this because I want this to be the space that you get your tickets. And then the museum kind of brings you around. So you kind of come over here. You kind of have this maybe looping sort of that way. I might have gone a little bit too far with it. But basically the whole idea is that you're going to sort of follow a set path through the museum and see all the exhibits along the way. And then maybe it opens up a little bit into a bigger space here, but kind of like what we had on that first museum where it kind of led off to the side, except this area is not going to have exhibits. It's just going to have ticket stands because I think that's fair enough. So this guy's going to move, and I think I'm going to put him here because that seems like a pretty good place for him. And then we can go ahead and get our ticket booths, of which we could probably do 2 again. I don't think I'm against doing 2 of them. So we'll do I want to do them right at the back there? I think I do. I think it's probably easier to just do the 2 of them like this. I don't like the gap between them, but I think that'll be all right. And it should be all right. As for info in this guy, we can do wall info stands. I can't do it behind him though, unfortunately, because people do need to read them. Can I get one in here? No. All right. We could do it on the other side. That wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. We could do the wide one right there, right opposite him. That way you turn around, look back, and he's moved. That seems genius, actually. I'm kind of all for it. That's pretty good. Okay. In that case, let's go back into here. We'll get some partitions. In this case, we'll go for the minimalist one. And I want to set this up in a very specific way. How do I want to do this? I kind of want partitions to come out of this wall. I kind of want to lead people around to the ticket things. I'm not 100% sure how to go about this yet, though. So let's do a partition here. I guess we'll go an angle here and we'll do this. So that way you come in, you kind of go around, you go to the ticket booth, and then you kind of walk along and you're in the museum. That seems a little convoluted and possibly unnecessary, but I'm kind of here for it. So that's what we're going to do. All right. So after so much messing about, this is what we're looking at for the initial layout for this place. We might not have enough room in here, but I really like the vibe of a nice dark floor with this purple carpet going through here. I was going to make it red, but I figure this purple kind of matches the purple underneath the exhibit. So this sort of works. Now we do have an assistant on the way to deal with our ticket booth, but I think it might be worthwhile getting another assistant in here since we have 2 ticket booths. So we'll put you right there. That's going to let people in to see this exhibit. And we have another one that should eventually be on the way and that hopefully we can decorate in a relatively nice way as well. I would like to just copy and paste this chandelier up to, say, this spot. And I'm going to put another one roughly in the middle there because they are good decorations for the exhibits. So that should mean that all of our exhibits in that space do have decoration. And I'm also thinking it might not be a terrible idea to put another wall info stand right there because any exhibits in this space will be covered by that info stand. We could also maybe do some donations, Maybe something kind of back in this corner is a bit of an idea, and something in that corner as well could be a bit of an idea for any exhibits that we have. Now, let's have a look at what exhibit number 2 is going to be. Hopefully not the same thing that we already have. It is a faulty phone, and it's epic, which is amazing. So we're absolutely going to place you into this space over here. Now, the tricky thing is this bit of corridor is considerably slimmer than what we have down here, so I might need to play around with this a little bit, but I like the idea that maybe the faulty phone could go there. Immediately, decoration level 5, which is amazing. And I'm also immediately thinking that I do need to make this corridor just a little bit wider. So I think the way we can do that is go into here. It needs to be 2 tiles wider, so it needs to be about here. We can do... Oh, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? We can keep our little diagonal part here, which is totally fine. In fact, that could run straight to there, which might be all right. I might be able to make this work. Okay, let's pause very quickly because we are going to have people coming through here and getting stuck, which I don't want. We want to get rid of this entire section of wall. This might mess with my info stands, but I'm willing to give this a shot. And the door on this is still going to be in the same place, which is totally fine. And then all I need to do is grab the carpet and bring it through to there, and grab this carpet, and we'll just go ahead and do this and this, which is totally fine. Although I'm remembering I also need to move this carpet over a little bit. So this is actually going to go here, and then this is going to go right there. And that's now what I'm looking for. That's not too bad. It's still a weirdly open space, but I think I can make this work. And I think with a little bit of rearranging, it should be totally fine. So you are now going to be right about there. The books for your decoration can be right there. And all of this can just be sort of rearranged a little bit as well. This can go down into this corner now, which is apparently an invalid location. So we'll go for there, which seems great. These decorations can be sold and we will find a better spot for them, but that should give me plenty of room for whatever other exhibits we have coming through. Although I also need to move my chandeliers. The hotel has always been bothered by roaming ghouls escaped from the netherworld. Free spirits are sure to scare away the living, but once they've calmed down, maybe they'd like to stay. Yes. Yes. Prepare rooms and the guests will stay. Build a poltergeist room for the free spirit. At the Wayland Lodge, we assure each guest their perfect room, or we would, had we any guests. Okay. That's interesting that we need to build what essentially sounds like a hotel. That's very odd. It's very, very odd. We'll build it here because I'm curious to see how it works. We have this door right here as well. We have the lodge chair, which I guess can live here. We have a large radiator, which can live here. And then we have this rug, which I think would be great in the middle of the room. So I don't know if we need multiple chairs. I really don't. So I think we'll do a few of them like this and see how it goes. We'll confirm that and sell the stuff we don't need. And that is apparently possibly an exhibit. I really have no idea. Enraged spirits will break. What was this guy's voice? It was this. Enraged spirits will break free and cause chaos in the museum. Supernatural exhibits can pacify spirits and return free spirits to their poltergeist rooms. Spirits lose patience each time they break free from their poltergeist rooms. When a spirit runs out of patience, it'll leave the museum, for good. There's a disgruntled gentlefolk spirit roaming around the grounds of the hotel. Send a supernatural expert to calm them down before it gets annoying. Okay. So we have you, which is certainly something. You're making a little bit of a mess there, buddy, is what you're doing. Don't quite know where my expert happens to be either. That's slightly concerning. Is that? Oh, that's my expert. Oh, we're good. Okay. By default, free spirits will be returned to their assigned poltergeist room. Spirits without a room will be sent to your inventory. Head to your inventory and move the spirit into the new poltergeist room. Multiple spirits can stay in the same room. Just be mindful of their preferences when giving them roommates. Okay. And people do take pictures of them. Amazing. Okay. So in that case, I don't want... What are you complaining about? What is the issue here? Invalid item location? Okay. Let's put it in that corner then. I don't necessarily think I want to have this thing right here then, because I don't want this glass wall. So this is actually going to move, is what it's going to do. And it can go to a different spot. Maybe next to the toilet. I don't know if that's necessarily the spot for it either. Oh, wait a minute. Right here is kind of perfect. It is going to mean I get rid of some things, but I think right here, so you can see the poltergeist from the back of the staff room. That seems kind of neat. I'm kind of here for that. I do like that idea. If I put it right there and we build it, you now have a window into the poltergeist room from the back of the staff room. And if I edit the poltergeist room, I can move the door to be central and we can get more chairs, which seems like a pretty good idea. Decorations wise, we can do, I don't think we will do anything else. I think that's good. I think that's totally fine for the poltergeist room. I like that a lot. I really, really do. I'm also realizing we should probably put a staff door, say, somewhere. If I can get one here, that would be amazing, but apparently I can't. Can I get one over here? I totally can. I think a staff door right there so they can skip this corridor seems like an amazing idea. And I'm also thinking that another wall right here seems like it would be a really good idea too, just to get that all decorated the way it should be, along with the proper wallpaper on it as well, so it all looks a little bit darker, which is exactly what we're looking for. I love this. I love this space. I love that we have this one-way thing going on here as well. I think it's very, very good. So let's, just before we move that spirit into the room, we'll start another expedition because I do want to get the survey level here to be a little bit higher. There's one more thing that we can get into or out of this space, I should say. So we'll go for another detailed expedition and we'll go ahead and move Gentlefolk into this room, which is pretty good. He seems happy. He seems like he likes it, which is good. This won't do. No. Create poltergeist rooms with decor that matches our guests' personality and preferences. This spirit is from the industrial age, and I'm sure they'd love some antique decorations. You can change the room decor itself by selecting a room. This guest won't care for the hotel's signature style. At the Whalen Lodge, we assure each guest their perfect room. Yes. Okay. Each poltergeist has their own taste and preferences. Provide a specific experience for spirits to keep them happy, immersed, and under control. Select a poltergeist room to change its overall room decor. Add to room decor with complementary decor items. Immersed spirits lose their peace slower than normal. Provide for your poltergeists to avoid unwanted breakouts and chaotic free spirits. So, that's interesting. That's very interesting. In that case, can I get rid of some of this stuff? So you want the room to be what? You want it to be industrial. If I go to the room and I say that we want to edit it, can I change the theme from here? Or does it just not change? So that's the industrial age stuff, which is fine. So the antique fireplace, I think, can live there, which is great. This is the antique chair, which I assume is going to make them kind of happy as well. So we'll get rid of the other chairs that I don't know if we need the other chairs. I don't think we do. And we can do an antique table in sort of the middle of the room. We can also do an antique bed. So let's do, he's not happy about me getting rid of his chair, but we'll do the chair in the corner, something like this. We'll do the bed in the space next to it. Is that an option? It absolutely is. So we'll do something like that. It kind of looks a little bit more like a hotel now, which I'm all for. We'll put the table in front of the fireplace. Might be a little bit close, but that's probably fine. I do kind of like it in the middle of the room. I think we'll just stick with that. So that should keep him happy. Select the poltergeist room and change its room decor to industrial age. What am I? This button. Industrial age. There we go. Much better. So that should be that particular poltergeist nice and happy now, which is great. Nicely done. Providing spirits with a room that matches their preferences will increase their immersion. Keeping spirits immersed and comfortable slows their loss of peace. Spirits may be dead, but they still like to have a good time. Keeping poltergeists entertained is another way to promote peace and prevent unwanted breakouts. We need to buy an antique gramophone. Does it have to go in here? It does have to go in here. Okay. In that case, it can't live next to the fireplace, which is a little bit unfortunate. That seems like it'd be a good place for it. That actually seems like it'd be the perfect place for it. Can I move the fireplace then? I don't really want it to be off center, but it's going to have to be. And then if we go into this room and we go to here, we want the antique gramophone. I kind of want it in the corner. That seems like where it should be. It does seem like the best place for it. So that's that sorted out. The poltergeist seems much happier. Yes. He seems like he's trying to break. Yeah, he seems happier. He really seems happier. No longer red and spewing ectoplasm, they say. Okay. Visits from your supernatural expert should keep it that way. Perhaps you can find more guests in the netherworld. Here are some cargo item ideas that should make exploration a little less ghoulish. Spirits at the endless dump should be eager for a change of scenery. Spirits can stay in a poltergeist room. Guests will view them from outside the rooms at a safe distance. Spirits lose patience over time. When they have no peace, they will break out of their room and lose an instance of patience. Once a spirit has no patience left, it will leave the museum forever. Keep spirits entertained and immersed with appropriate decorations to slow the decay of their peace. Supernatural experts will check in on poltergeists to keep them calm and pacify any free spirits that get loose. Okay, that's great. This one doesn't seem very happy, which is problematic. It'd be nice if we could get him dealt with. I'm sure my expert's on the way. I'm hoping my expert's on the way. I have no idea where my expert is though, which is slightly worrying. They might still be in the helicopter now that I think about it. I don't think they are still in the helicopter. What is this though? I'm hoping for something unique. Hopefully it's the 3 of 3. It is the haunted doll that stares at the camera whenever I do. That's horrific. Oh, I don't like that, but okay. That's a perfect exhibit for the museum. Oh, not a fan of that. It just, oh my God, it stares at me from there as well. That is horrendous. I don't know how I feel about that. Where is my expert, man? What are you doing? You, what's going on with you? You're hungry. You want some food. Okay, that's great. I kind of need you to go deal with a free spirit is what I need you to do. If you wouldn't mind, just, put them back in here. That's kind of the ideal place for them. And hopefully my janitor can deal with the absolute mess that we have out here as well. Now, if you're hungry, can I put vending machines in the place to make you a little bit happier? I don't know if vending machines are the greatest thing for this place, but I'm thinking for now, it does look like someone's going straight to it. I'm going to just do the 3 of these, and I'm going to put a bin just immediately right next to it. And this one as well, so that people hopefully don't make an absolute mess of the place. And that's hopefully going to keep everyone happy, which is great. We need to make money from a gift shop as well. We need to unlock the endless dump, display a plebeian spirit, and activate the buzz bonuses on a plebeian spirit and a gentlefolk spirit. Okay. I hate that doll. I hate that doll. You don't have enough decoration around you at the moment. How can we fix that? What can we do about it? We could do a spooky portrait, which we have had in here before. It was here originally. I suppose I could put it like there for now, and that should get everything nicely leveled up, which is great. People can see all the info they need on that info board. It might not be a bad idea to do another one. In fact, this one, I didn't realize. Oh, that's very cool. I didn't realize info boards also applied to these things, but now people can read this info board and see about the spirit trapped in the room. That's very, very cool.